Welcome to NFL News Update, where touchdowns meet headlines. Stay in the game with the freshest NFL updates. This is your quick dive into football fervor.
With the start of the NFL scouting combined just around the corner, here's my second projection of the year for round 1 of the 2024 NFL Draft. I'm anxious to see official testing numbers from this year's crop of prospects at the Combine. We will have some risers and fallers coming out of Indianapolis, like we do every year. And then the start of free agency will further shake things up. One thing to note before you start reading below: I'm not against making some trade projections in my final mock draft, but I won't start entertaining those potential scenarios until we get closer to the end of this process. Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams. There will be a lot of debate about what the Bears should do with this pick leading up to the draft, but I still think Williams makes the most sense for them here. Washington Commanders. Drake May. I'm sure Washington will have attractive trade offers for this pick, but new general manager Adam Peters and head coach Dan Quinn get their quarterback of the future. New England Patriots. Marvin Harrison Jr. In this scenario, the Patriots go the veteran route to fill the need at quarterback, which frees them up to trade the No. 3 overall pick or take the uber-talented Harrison. Arizona Cardinals. Malik Neighbors. Arizona needs to get more dynamic in the passing game. A healthy Kyler Murray paired with Neighbors would be fun to watch. Los Angeles Chargers. Joe Alt. This feels like a statement pick, seeing how it'll be Jim Harbaugh's first selection since becoming the Chargers head coach. Alt would take over at right tackle in short order. Keep in mind that new GM Joe Hortiz came from Baltimore, where eventual Pro Football Hall of Famer Jonathan Ogden started at guard his rookie year before taking over at tackle. New York Giants. Jaden Daniels. As noted above, I don't make trade projections in mock drafts this early in the process, which is why Daniels is still available at No. 6. I wouldn't rule out the Giants trying to move up for a quarterback, but in this scenario, Daniels falls into their lap. Tennessee Titans. Olumoyua Fashanu. The Titans have a lot of needs on their roster, but landing a massive upgrade at tackle is the right way for them to go with this top 10 pick. Atlanta Falcons. J.J. McCarthy. A lot of people around the NFL expect the Falcons to be aggressive when it comes to finding a quarterback in this year's draft. They could trade up or, as they do in this case, stay at No. 8 and bet on McCarthy's traits. Chicago Bears. Rome Oduns. To me, it will be a home run draft for the Bears if they pick Williams at No. 1 and then land Oduns here. This would transform their offense. New York Jets. Talis Fuaga. I tried to connect different players to the Jets, but I keep coming back to the same one. Fuaga is a plug-and-play right tackle. Minnesota Vikings. Dallas Turner. I wouldn't rule out the Vikings drafting a quarterback early, but I'm not sure they'll have the ammunition to trade up for one. With Danielle Hunter heading for free agency, they address the need for pass rush help. Denver Broncos. Jared Verse. Denver is another potential landing spot for a quarterback. In this exercise, though, they complement some of the young talent in the secondary with a difference maker up front. Las Vegas Raiders. Terrion Arnold. Arnold is a big-time playmaker who is just scratching the surface of his potential. This would be a perfect marriage of need and talent. New Orleans Saints. J.C. Lapham. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for the Saints with 2022 first-round pick Trevor Penning so far. New Orleans needs to redress the tackle position. The run on Alabama players continues. Indianapolis Colts. Nate Wiggins. Wiggins is going to put on a show at the NFL Scouting Combine and might be drafted earlier than this slot. The Colts have proven they value traits, and this Clemson product is the big-time traits corner in this year's draft. Seattle Seahawks. Byron Murphy E. Leonard Williams is a pending free agent, but even if the Seahawks work out a deal with him, Murphy would be a nice complement on the interior defensive line. Laiatu Latu. Latu would give the Dolphins 3 outstanding pass rushers with Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips already in place. Keep in mind, Miami could lose Andrew Van Ginkel in free agency. Philadelphia Eagles. Ennis Rakestraw Jr. The Eagles have to address the pass defense this offseason. Rakestraw brings playmaking ability and toughness. Houston Texans. Brian Thomas Jr. Bringing in Thomas to join Nico Collins and Tank Dell, Houston would rival any team in the league for the best trio at wide receiver. Dallas Cowboys. Tyler Guyton. With Tyron Smith headed for free agency, the Cowboys can have 2022 first-rounder Tyler Smith man one tackle spot while Guyton takes the other. Green Bay Packers. Cooper DeJean. DeJean just feels like a Packers player. He could play any position in the secondary. The speed and athleticism are legit, as we will see at the NFL Scouting Combine. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Adonai Mitchell. The Bucs go with the power forward-like receiver to potentially replace Mike Evans, who is ticketed for free agency. If you want to see what Mitchell is capable of, turn on the tape of the college football playoff semifinal against Washington. Arizona Cardinals. Darius Robinson. Robinson is a versatile, explosive lineman who had a really good week of practice at the Senior Bowl. Buffalo Bills. Chop Robinson. The production won't wow you, but the traits are there. The Bills could suffer some losses off the edge in free agency with contracts expiring for Leonard Floyd and A.J. Epinesa. Robinson could be the new pass-rushing partner for Greg Rousseau. Detroit Lions. Zach Frazier. The Lions' starting guards are scheduled to reach free agency this offseason, and this feels like Dan Campbell's type of player. Frazier, a state champion wrestler in high school, could step right in at guard and eventually move to center. Baltimore Ravens. Amarius Mims. The Ravens have grown accustomed to seeing really talented players fall into their lap. Snagging Mims at no 30 would qualify as another example of this. San Francisco 49ers. Graham Barton. A left tackle at Duke, Barton would slide inside to guard and has the athleticism to do all that is required in Kyle Shanahan's scheme. Kansas City Chiefs. Troy Franklin. The Chiefs get a big-time vertical complement to 2023 rookie sensation Rashee Rice.